Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Apple report for Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. Before I start today's Apple analysis, I just want to take a quick moment to let you know that this will be the last week of daily Apple analysis on our Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. Starting next week, Monday, Apple will be replaced by daily Nvidia analysis. But rest assured, those who regularly watch our Apple analysis on YouTube will still be able to receive timely Apple stock analysis on our wickedstocks.com platform, where a subscription to wickedstocks.com will provide weekly analysis in Apple, providing you the same directional signals based on the same precise trend-defining support and resistance levels you've grown accustomed to over the last 2 years of Apple analysis. Once again, starting Monday of next week, the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel will provide both Tesla and Nvidia analysis, with the Apple analysis segueing over to wickedstocks.com. On with the charts. Let's take a look at Apple. Once again, we keep slipping into what I call the 1% zone. Yesterday's low, 168.35. That is familiar territory the last few days. The 167.26, if you add 1.67 to that, the 1% zone will begin at, 168.93? Is that right? I'll let you do the math, but we're definitely dipping into the 1% zone. This is essential testing of the 167.26 longer-term support. And from here, this market can and should, so long as we continue holding 167.26, rotate upward into the low 200s, possibly within 3 to 5 months, could take longer. The accelerator, if you will, for that reaching into the low 200s would be a settlement over the next month or two, 182.10, closing above this structure. Now, this is considered a 1 to 2 month likelihood, 182.10. And in fact, if we can close today above 171.93, make that a 3 to 5 week likelihood. That 182.10 is on the daily chart at 181.69. So 171.93 can contain session strength, possibly through the rest of the week. We could fall back away from here, back to the 167.26 area within 3 to 5 days of doing so. So 171.93 can also be considered a 3 to 5 day pivot point, but I'm keeping it light here. I don't want to encourage aggressive selling because we are just coming off of long-term support. So 171.93, if tested, able to contain daily buying pressures. And if you're an aggressive 3 to 5 day swing trader and you sell 171.93 and we close below 171.93, it certainly can hold it overnight in anticipation of a possible 3 to 5 week rotation south to 167.26. But if we close above 171.93, no good reason to be short Apple on all time horizons, because we did just test and have been testing long-term support. So closing above 171.93 should provide that updraft within 2 to 3 weeks, 178.46 in reach and expected above 171.93. And over the next 2 to 3 weeks, this 181.69 descending channel top converges anyway. So rather than a 1 to 2 month expectation of 182.10 above 167.26, just closing today above 171.93 should accelerate that, narrow that time frame to within 2 to 3 weeks. The 178.46 to 181.69 region able to contain buying by that point in time through April trade, and from here we can fall back into the upper 160s again within 3 to 5 weeks of testing it. But closing above 181.69, or in other words 182.10 on the weekly chart, would signal within 2 to 3 months this low 200 area. Now for the downside, it really comes right back to 167.26. We're coming near the end of the week. If we close below 167.26 on Friday by a full 1% margin, that would be a 165.58 weekly settlement or lower. That sets off a 3 to 5 month sell signal down to 136.78, where the market could bottom out through the rest of the year. So if we close 165.58 on Friday or lower, no good reason to be long Apple. Get out of those long positions. Consider playing the short side, whatever that may mean to you. It could mean reaching for 138 or 140 strike out of the money puts that don't expire. I would go a year out on that expiration. On an intra-week basis, if we happen to close today at 165.58 or lower, This channel, former channel top in the 160-171 to 163.12 region, a possible 3 to 5 day target. I do think this area can contain weekly selling pressures if or when tested. Not expected unless we violate 167.26, and then we could trade inside of this narrow wedge for a week, 2 or 3 before presumably continuing south below 160-171. That is one particular scenario I think may be likely, but overall, closing 165.58 on a weekly basis or lower, you should prepare for 136.78 and rising weekly over the next 3 to 5 months. Let's take a quick look at Nvidia. We're starting that on Monday, as you already know by now. We did test meaningful channel support. That is about a month in the making, and on Tuesday at 829.54 today. That is channel support. It can contain selling in Nvidia through the rest of April, and from here, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks, this market can and should rotate up to 960-130. Our accelerator for that, in terms of allowing it within 1 to 2 weeks, would be a settlement today above 887.49. 887.49 can contain daily, potentially weekly buying pressures. I say that because it is Wednesday, and we could top out here through the rest of the week and fall back to 829.54. If we close today, for instance, above 887.49, that is a solid go long strategy to 961.30. But you can go long at 829.54 because I don't see a sign of weakness in Nvidia as we move into later April unless we close below 829.54. And believe it or not, I am not prepared yet to tell you how far south that may go. We're just giving you kind of a taste of what is to come next week with our Nvidia analysis. Apple is transitioning over to wickedstocks.com. I hope you sign up and check it out. If you're an Apple follower, you can continue receiving timely Apple analysis at wickedstocks.com. I think I'm going to leave it at that for this is Wednesday's Apple Report. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow with Thursdays. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's Apple Report. You have a great evening.